China's Zijin Gold International has surged in its Hong Kong debut, raising $3.2 billion to become the world's largest IPO of the year so far. The firm, which is a division of Zijin Mining, operates gold mines outside of China. The flotation came after gold prices hit another record, having risen more than 10% just since the start of September.
Well, let's bring in Fiona Cincotta, who's an analyst at brokerage firm City Index. Fiona, thank you for joining me. What do you think has fuelled such a strong performance today?
Yeah, so I mean, this really was an impressive performance. You know, it's one of the best performing IPOs on the Hong Kong exchange this year, but even this decade. And we saw the retail tranche as well as the institutional tranche to the IPO very oversubscribed. And I think this is a combination of, or a perfect combination, should I say, of timing and sentiment. So obviously gold is trading at record highs, but at the same time, we're also seeing this September fundraising boom in the Hong Kong exchange.
More than 40% this year, hitting record highs. So, and obviously that's going to translate into Zijin Gold's success, isn't it? But is it just to do with the fact that the price of gold has gone up, or are there other factors coming to play as well?
So yeah, you know, the gold story is very much a strong factor here. Not only is it trading up at record highs, but the outlook for gold remains strong, with the Federal Reserve expected to continue cutting rates and central banks still buying. But there are other structural factors here as well. You know, this is a listing for a spin-off story as well. It's a listing that packages overseas assets into a gold vehicle. So that also makes it attractive for international investors.
I mean, the general story, the global story, is that markets remain very uncertain, don't they? So the fact that this IPO boom is happening at all, is this a sign that investor confidence in Chinese companies is growing?
I think it can be taken like that, you know. I think we have seen very strong IPO performance this year in Hong Kong. We've seen, you know, I think $23.2 billion worth of IPOs and secondary listings. So really impressive numbers. Busiest year since 2021. So that does point to a sort of strong sentiment towards these Chinese firms and well-structured deals, even when sort of sentiment elsewhere is a little bit on the wobbly side.
So going specifically now to Zijin Gold, I wonder if you wouldn't mind comparing for me how it sits compared to other major global gold miners in terms of, I'm thinking in terms of competitiveness, general levels of production and the global footprint as well.
So it does have a large diversified footprint, but I think interestingly it is still scaling, you know, whereas other large global international gold miners are very much established and have a strong operating history. Now I think it does have a competitive advantage in the sense that it does have a Chinese parent. It's got this funding from IPO as well. That does mean that scaling could be rapid, but as I mentioned, it does just lack that operating history, which it will need in order to be able to close that valuation gap with its peers such as Newmont or Barrick.
Fiona Cincotta, thank you very much indeed.